Hello there guys, my name is Dwarf and welcome back to another episode of the Space Engineer Spotlight. So I've been off for the past week-ish now and I've been watching a lot of the TV series called Vikings and I wanted to build a ship. So I've built a ship called the Mjölnir, which of course is Thor's hammer, and this ship is designed to look like as well as bear the name of Thor's legendary hammer that can level mountains. This ship is actually a carrier and it is a large ship. It's one of the first large ships I've built in the past few months because I moved to small ships because I found them to be more in my design range, because large ships are a completely different kettle of fish. So this is what I've built. Now, it's a very, very large ship, and again, it's designed to be a carrier. I'm using the Sectans Inoteb thrusters, which it only requires a few. It's got 3 on the back, 2 for upward thrust, 2 for downward thrust, 2 for the sideways thrust, and 1 for a braking thruster. Now, when I do fly it around in a bit, you'll see it's actually quite quick. Now, this thing has 2 side carrier bays, and these are designed to carry 9 of the fighters. Now I've called the fighters the Hell Fighters, as in H-E-L, and that is another god. I believe it's the goddess of, is it the god or the goddess of death, something like that. I know you guys will correct me in the comments below, but either way it's after that. And I've given some really nice design and some really nice aesthetically pleasing looks. Again, it's in terms of guns and firepower, it isn't that good, but it's just purely designed for sitting really far back, and it can release a few fighters, repair a few fighters, carry a lot of men, and, you know, get in and out there. So let's jump into it, I think, because there's not a lot to see on the outside besides its colour, and it's a bit dark underneath, in all fairness, to see anything else. But the design and the pattern is sort of the same on the bottom as it is on the top. It's slightly tweaked because I wanted to give it a different look from top to bottom, so it's got a bit more character. But yeah, it does support a cockpit that is up and out of the ship, which again is quite weak and defenseless. I understand, but I like the look of it, so screw you guys. To get into this thing as a person, you'll find on the back sections, you'll find a place for a door. Now it is quite dark around here, so I'll turn my light on. But we do have the Death Star doors back here, so we can open these up, and there is gravity around the ship as well, so we can wander around freely. And we shut this door, and then we can open this door, and then we can just continue on into the ship. Now, you're instantly greeted with some sort of airlock. That classes as an airlock, as you know, on its own. But we've got this other room here, which is like a changing room area with some plants in and stuff to make it look a bit nicer. And it's just like a welcome room. We'll back up out of here and we'll shut that door up. Now, we're instantly greeted by the cargo bay and ship holding area. Now, these are the Hell Fighters that I was on about. I will take one for a flight in a bit. But these are like, they've got the azimuth seated cockpits in, so you can actually visibly see around you in the cockpit. And I wanted to put these in because I like these a lot more than the actual cockpits, like the ones you get as a massive block. Those are them, and again, we'll show you them in a little bit. But coming down here, you've got some like seating area and stuff when you're just waiting around to go to fight. And then if we open this door, we have a bedroom area. So we've got, how many beds in here? We've got 6 in here, so we've got 6 up here, and we've got another 6, so 6, 12, 18. We've got 18 beds all in all. There is another room, but that one's a bathroom, and I'll show you that in a bit. So we've got some more areas here for you to store your items, and some windows so you can see out to see if there are any ships available for you to fly in. Okay, so we'll head upstairs before we head over to the other end. Now, as you head up here, you'll have an area up here, like a kitchen area, which has got more chairs, and again, it's just purely for where the people would eat. And then we've got a walkway, so you can walk over here and see if there are any ships down the other end of the area, the cargo area, so you can, you know, happily just jump into a craft and not have to waste your time going outside and yada yada yada. So we'll open this door now. Now this door leads into the bathroom section. This is what I was on about just. So this does have the only bathroom on the ship, so good luck with this craft. I think there maybe needs to be 2 toilets, but I've only put the 1. Because of, you know, just I was unsure, so I just stuck one in anyway. So the way you'd actually work this whole area would have to depressurize before you open the doors. But what I'll do is, without depressurizing at the moment, I'll just open these doors and show you what it would look like. So we just let all the oxygen out, whoop-de-doo. But this is what the doors would open to. So they'd open and allow the whole cargo section to be like a massive landing area. So that's pretty cool, and I like that, in all fairness. I like how much you've got to work with, and how much space you've got. You can actually have bigger ships in here as well if need be. But we'll close that back up again. Again, I'm still haven't got round to putting the depressurize things in. I'm thinking about using a timer, so the timer turns things on and off for you rather than you doing it. So it'll depressurize this whole area and then allow you to, of course, send the ships out. But again, it's near enough complete. In the middle section, we have a large area for production. So we have 2 refineries, we have 8 assemblers, and then we've got lots and lots of modifications on those as well to make them faster, or to quickly produce things. We've got some benches here which are kind of weird in the way you sit in them at the moment. Still haven't been fixed, but you can see what I'm sort of talking about. You need these here so you can control what's going on inside them. Okay, so in the middle section, these are 3 working crafts, but these things here are designed to be like mechanics areas. So you'd park the ship up above, and then you can work on the underside and refuel them and whatnot, because there are cargo containers underneath where you can dump stuff in. So that is the main thing with these. That is all they're for, really. But if there are ships that are fixed, like the ones you see here, it's just another place for them to park for now, and they're just locked on there with the mag locks. So we have a large area here for storing of all your items, all your things for, it's where you store your grinders and all your spare parts and things like that, and just a general area to work in more than anything else. And then we've got a large skylight up there as well, so you can see what is going on outside and have some idea of what you're going up against. Coming over here, we do have the same seated area, and we do have the same sort of bedroom areas in here. So if I open up this door, you'll find that there are more beds in here. I think the only thing that does actually change in this one is the fact that that is the same as on the other side. But the only thing that changes really is this top section, because this top section is dedicated purely to leisure. So when your crew are bored or are in large, in a long transit time or something, to say they spend a few hours on this thing, then they can just happily come up here, watch TV, play ping pong, and just have some fun before they may die. But yeah, so we've got lots of storage containers as well, so you can actually contain a lot of items in here, which they should be easy enough to load in and load out this ship when all these crafts are moved out the way. But I think we'll move on now to the other section, which is the sort of main not living area, but again, it's like a recreational area, or where you'd sort of just have, like, if you were to store civvies on here for whatever reason for rescue missions, you could store a lot of civilians in here, or you can just have a lot of crew members waiting to go to battle if you had any dropships and stuff. Now we do have a med bay section over here, so we have a large med bay area here with 2 scanners and some healing bays, and then we also have 2 bedded areas for any special patients that need anything more done that the health kits can't really achieve. And then we've got like a desk area here for anyone who needs to do any general work. And the best part about these things is, if I get the hitbox right, you can actually sit down in these things, and they're pretty sweet. So you can sit there and do whatever work you need to do. And we've got a large screen up there if you need to project anything onto the large screen. Over here we have like a workout area for anyone that wants to maintain their buffness and whatnot, and then we just got some more seats. It does go dark in some areas, but that's purely because the colour I chose and the light and the way it hits and whatnot. But if we open this door up, we will move it to the general engineering section of the ship, which again, I've tried to put seating in here. Don't ask me why. I just felt like it made it a bit more homely on this craft, rather than, I looked at pictures of like Asgard and stuff, and they were really quite beautiful things, but mechanical, and that's what I wanted to try and achieve by just putting a bit more vegetation in and some chairs, seating areas, People may not sit there, but it looks nice, right? In here we have these upper sections, which are for, you know, just like the crews to maintain engines and stuff and reactors. They can monitor things from up there. Then we have like a general storage area, which is smaller than the one in the engineering section where the ships get repaired in. But this is where they can store all their fuel and stuff on the shelves. And yeah, just, you know, just store pure uranium on a shelf. That seems safe. But coming through this back door now, we've got like a nice area here. We've got caged off. We have the reactors. So these are just grinded down panels. But we have how many reactors in this? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 8. So we've got 8 of these thrusters, and that actually does it nicely and keeps this thing well powered, especially when in full thrust. But even with the hyperdrive recharge, it's pretty quick on, you know, pretty good on the energy. But in here we have the oxygen containers, and we also have the oxygen generators as well for the whole craft, which do maintain the oxygen status and everything. So it's pretty efficient in that regard. I'm not overusing things, and there's not like 20 million oxygen generators for this ship. It's, you know, it's got what it needs basically. But you come around, and just to point out, this thing does run hyperdrive. It has 2 of them, so when one has been used, the other one can be used after it, straight after if need be. We come up here now, and we have an elevator. Using our azimuth's elevator block, this thing is so freaking useful because you just use the blast door blocks, and you've got this lovely area to, you know, to move up and down in for this elevator shaft, and it's brilliant. It doesn't take you all the way, and it brings you to a staircase. Now this is oxygenated all the way up here, and as you come up, you are then greeted with this large room, which is of course the control room for everything, and we can see everything above, even the attachment, you know, the refueling stations below. I really like this room. I don't know why. Maybe it's the skybox that makes it. Maybe it's the plants. I don't know. But again, it's very simple. Just a lot of control tables and a lot of, just a lot of gubbins in here, just for control purposes. We have a few sort of passenger seats, just in case you have some people in who are up here when you're just about to go into jump drive and they need to sit down. But yeah. So onto the main thing now. What you guys are wanting to see. The flight. So this thing does actually pull off pretty damn freaking quickly with those 3 thrusters on. As you can see with the 3 thrusters on, we're only using up 27% of the energy, and we've already hit max speed. Now slowing down, we've already slowed down. We're at 0 now. So that's just with the one of those Inotep thrusters. They're pretty freaking badass, and I love the back section of this and the way it looks when you look around it. But yeah, it moves pretty quickly actually, and it banks and turns pretty nicely as well. Turns as quick as you expect it to turn, really. It's nothing, you know. It's not meant to be the most maneuverable ship in the world, but for some reason it is. And I love that flukiness of it, because I never actually meant for that. So it's pretty cool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back down to the bottom section, and I'll show you how those Hellfighters work, because they are pretty nice, pretty nifty little ships. They're not the fastest things in the world, but they're kind of like a bog standard fighter if you required a bog standard fighter. So what we'll do is we shall go up here, and we shall open the door again with everything not depressurizing properly. It'll just suck all the air out, but there we go. And then we'll jump into one of these and just show you how they work. So I've just disengaged the landing gear and turned her on, and they're pretty good. I like the look from the inside better than I do when on the outside view, but this is what they look like from the outside in the light. They're just like a weird design, and that's just me going a bit crazy in all fairness. But they have underslung sort of machine guns that are conveyed up, and they work pretty well. It's pretty effective. And I've even got like a little bit of a jutting out section at the front that stops, well not stops, but enables you to target a bit better with the without the lasers. So overall, that is it. I mean, the only other thing to really show you is the fact that this craft, the Mjölnir, it actually can generate its own oxygen supply as well using these oxygen farms. So I mean, they're not in sunlight. Apparently they are, but it keeps saying they're not, and it's being very buggy. But either way, those two are working, and basically that's just like a backup, just in case you don't have any ice and you need to produce something like a bit of like hybrid system. That's it really. I mean, we've got these large friggin' badass cannons on the front, but they fire off like rocket launchers. They're nothing special, and they're just there purely for some sort of defensive purpose, and they really do knock out fighters. So that is the craft. I hope you guys have enjoyed anyway, and I hope you guys like the look of this. Again, I went completely OTT, so if you guys have enjoyed, then please like, favourite, and of course subscribe for more. Go and check out this ship on the Steam Workshop. It is there. I'll put the link in the description below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace!